Hey everyone, welcome to the White Squirrel YouTube channel. You might be wondering, Josh, what exactly is the White Squirrel Channel? Why are you doing this? Well, have you ever been talking to somebody and mid-conversation, you can see their eyes glaze a little bit, they change, and you can tell that their brain, maybe they look like they're looking off into the distance, maybe their bottom line is you can tell their brain has changed focus and they're not really hearing you at the moment. And maybe you say to them, squirrel. I had a friend who used to say, Josh, can you get off the wallpaper and come back? Maybe I was looking at the border of the wallpaper or something, but he could tell that my brain had kind of gone. And sometimes they might interrupt a thought and they might just begin talking about something that is unrelated. Maybe they see something and you say, but there was nothing around to see, but it was just in their mind. In their mind, they saw something, heard something, thought something. It just took their attention. And sometimes people like me, when my brain sees a squirrel, I don't, without consciously thinking about it, I don't realize that you didn't see or have the same thought as me. It just doesn't connect to me that the connections between what you said and what I'm thinking about, your brain didn't automatically connect those dots. Now, some people, well, this is called attention deficit disorder or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. But either way, it includes that word disorder. And some of us with this disorder don't really see it as a disorder. We see it as our superpower. And as a result, we just assume, and I don't mean that in an arrogant way, but we just assume that you have the same superpower. And that when you say chocolate, your brain also makes the connection to Hershey's and Hershey, Pennsylvania, and that time we had the trip and all of those other thoughts. And so when you said Hershey and we asked you about that ride at Hershey, and you don't understand why we changed thoughts, we don't realize that you don't share our superpower. And so it happens in every conversation. Our brains have a lack of focus, but not always. Sometimes we have a hyper focus and we literally miss things that are going on around us because we're so focused on what we're doing and we're so focused on a task at hand that we just don't even realize that these other things happen. So what is the White Squirrel Channel? Well, it's me thinking about attention deficit disorder and squirrel, that kind of concept. But why white? Well, the reason it's called the White Squirrel YouTube channel is because actually in my yard, I see white squirrels from time to time. You say, Josh, that's a whole different disorder. There's no white squirrels. Yes, there are. No kidding. This is not a fantasy. There are actually squirrels that are totally white. And yes, we have them right here in Hickory, North Carolina. So that's basically my brain all the time. I'm thinking about all kinds of different things and my brain is popping around. And so what is this attention deficit disorder? But also, I'm always looking for an excuse to why I'm somewhat overweight. Does my attention deficit disorder have something to do with my weight? And so in this journey, we're going to talk about, in this YouTube channel, we're going to talk about attention deficit disorder and faith and politics and money. We'll talk a lot about money. I think money is, well, politics and faith, finances and faith go hand in hand very often. And you say, Josh, I can't connect all those dots. Well, we'll kind of connect them. That's kind of what I'll do, is I'll kind of just spill out what goes through my brain. I'll tell you what's been going through my brain lately. Now, in these first 37 weeks, we're looking at 37 fat loss hacks. And each week we're going to talk about me adding another fat loss hack to my life. And first week, it was about consistency. So the last 7 days, I have been very consistent. I've exercised every day. And as my brain is thinking about all the things that the way my body's going to change and how I'm going to show you I'm going to take my shirt off every every week in these videos and how my body and my brain are going to change during this time, I think about those. I've got friends that are constantly selling these happen to be sugar drops. They're drops for helping you lose weight, and they're talking about them like they cure type 2 diabetes, and so as I think about those things, and I think about, there's a different one every day. Every year there's this new weight loss hack, and people advertise it, and what they do is they show you before and after pictures, and they say, all I did was take this pill, or all I did was take this drop, or all I did was eat this for lunch. And it's BS. I think it's a lie. You say, Josh, what do you mean you think it's a lie? I think that what happens is they take this supplement or this pill, and they also change their eating habits, and they change their exercise habits, and they change their consistency. And they probably, whether they consciously realize it or not, they are taking 37 or more changes to their lifestyle, and they are having these great results, and they're doing their before and after pictures, and they're doing this, they're saying everything about this change in my life is all contributed to this one pill, or this one whatever, this drop, or this one exercise routine, or this one. And in truth, what you're not seeing off camera is that their entire lifestyle is changing, because maybe they mentally, this one pill caused them to do other things. Well, I'm going through the next 37 weeks or the next 36 weeks to be consistent, and to do and to add a fat loss hack every week and watch my body change. And I want to tell you, it didn't change because of one thing. It didn't change because of consistency with exercise. It did not change with week 2. Week 2 started yesterday. And I recorded the video yesterday, but it was so ADHD, nobody would have watched it. So I am re-recording it now. And yesterday I started. What I'm doing is I am not eating while I watch TV at night. I work all day. My health, I get up, I do my exercises, I'm staying consistent, and then all day long I go through my life, and I am pretty good already for breakfast, lunch, sometimes I eat a reasonable dinner, sometimes I overeat at dinner, but none of those things are my problem. My problem is that after dinner, when I relax for an hour, 2 hours, maybe 2.5, 3 hours late in the evening, I eat and eat and eat, and that's done. Starting yesterday, I quit that. So I'm going to be consistent with my exercise this week, and I'm going to continue to be consistent with not eating while I'm watching screens in the evening. And those two things are 2 of 37, and I'm doing the other 35 as the coming days come. And I can't tell you his name right now, but I'll put it in the notes. But there's somebody that did these 37, that wrote a LinkedIn post about 37 fat loss hacks that I know at 30, I wish I'd known at 25. Now I'm neither 30 nor 25, but I'm talking about those 37 weeks, and I'm going through them in the next 37 weeks. And I've only looked at 1, 2, and I looked at 3 today. I looked at number 3, and I know what I'm going to add next week, and I'll talk about it next week. But I got to be consistent and not eat at night. And I want to talk to you about how faith and politics connect to this thing that frustrates me. It frustrates me that people use these before and after pictures to sell one thing. And I find myself thinking about my faith. I want to believe that there's a pill out there that'll change my life. I want to believe that there's a drop out there that'll cure my diabetes, but I don't. I just be honest with you, I don't believe it. And I also, there's part of me that wants to say that this pill did it. And I know that it'll take all those other 37 things to really change my body, but I'm not going to sell you some lie. My faith, my conscience won't allow me to tell you it was one thing when in truth, it was an entire lifestyle change. So that's how it connects to my faith. But I also want to talk to you about how it connects to politics. The libertarian part of me wants to say that people should be allowed to show before and after pics and say whatever they want. They should say this drop changed my life, or this pill changed my life. I want to say as a libertarian, you should be able to do that. Actually, but the liberal side of me wants to say we should protect consumers from false advertisements, because it's not a pill. It's not a single thing. It's a mountain of things that you have to do to change your life. And then there's another part of me that says, but this is the way capitalism works. And that's my more conservative, or my more, I don't know, right-wing side, but capitalist side that says, you know what, you gotta allow people to be capitalists, and you gotta allow them to sell it. You gotta be kind of libertarian and allow them to do what they want. But another part of me wants to say you gotta protect them. And then this other part of me says, but if we protect everybody and don't let anybody sell anything that's not perfect, then we're not really protecting capitalism. And so my faith says tell the truth. My faith also says believe. I want to believe in things that are, but all of those things together come to my mind as I think about weight loss and how this all works. And so anyway, for the next coming week, you say, Josh, well, what's the answer? What's the answer about this whole thing? Should we allow people to be deceptive? Should we? I think we can't say, you can't sell this weight loss pill because it hasn't gone through all of the proofs. We can't cut that out. We have to allow it to happen. But at the same time, we can talk about it. We can say, hey, listen, the bottom line is this. There's a lot of BS out there, and people like you and I can keep saying, hey, don't buy it, don't believe it. It's not one exercise, it's not one diet pill, it's not one drop. None of those things alone will work. It takes a lot. You got to do it all. Okay, so that's the way my brain works. That's the reason I'm doing the White Squirrel thing. That's the, so this week I'm adding thing number 2. Number 1 is I'm going to be consistent with my exercise. Number 2 is I'm no more eating during my nighttime screens. And so now I told you I was going to take my shirt off. And the truth is, by the way, I gained 0.2 of a pound from last Wednesday to yesterday. So I'm not losing weight by just being consistent. And number 2, my sugar was lower yesterday than it was 7 days prior. So I think it was 240 the first week. My sugar this week was 212. And that was yesterday. I'm a day behind making this video because I made a video yesterday and it sucked. And I don't know if this one's any better, but anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Here it goes, that whole taking off my shirt to show you that it doesn't happen overnight, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and bear with me. Hopefully there'll be some good editing.